So I'll be talking about my research and largely focusing actually on some of the methods that I'm using to achieve that research. So yeah, my interest area is advances in human-robot interactions, and I've been looking at VR prototyping as a method to explore those interactions. So basically, as we're moving into this Industry 4.0, we're seeing a lot more robots that are just capable of just high levels of autonomy. It's creating these unpredictable interactions. You're people who are not necessarily sure of how the robot's going to behave, its intentions, or what to expect during those interactions. And so essentially you've got this challenge emerging where, say in a navigational sense, so I'm really interested in autonomous mobile robots, so these are the ones that will transport goods around the factory floor. You have very similar to traffic interactions there. Dedicated traffic lanes and humans and vehicles needing to navigate and negotiate that space together. Now, obviously, with robots, they don't have an ability to, at least currently, in those spaces, these appearance-constrained robots have very limited capabilities or capacities to communicate, especially in ways that, I guess, are more human. And these are the kind of communications that we do see within traffic settings. You know, the small waves that through these sorts of things encourage, I guess, good behaviors in those spaces. And so I'm really interested in how can you basically create robots that can leverage those same communication mechanisms. And that sort of led me to VR. Obviously, communication that's dynamic requires, it can't be static, you know, it needs to be dynamic as well. So VR creates this space where you can prototype potentially quite dynamic interactions. So there are challenges and opportunities in that, obviously. I think a lot of the opportunities are these reduced costs, reduced risk, and there's high-level interactions possible and rapid prototyping in those spaces. I've been doing very low-fi developments for that. And there's lots of, as I said, challenges in that as well. So you've got obviously constrained spaces with VR. You're very limited and you're tethered in these things. And even if you move off that system, you start to lose, say, fidelity, frame rates, and all these sorts of things, which then introduce, risks around nausea and this as well. So it's there's lots of technical issues and tactility as well that come into these. But as a prototyping tool, I think it has a lot of potentials. And you're starting to see it emerge in a number of different spaces: construction, medical technologies, and even training, and in the automotive space, in design, and even in, say, how you go about the production process. We now work with transport between roads, looking at its potential application as well within automotive design or the design of an autonomous vehicle for people with disabilities. So can VR present an opportunity to do, say, one-to-one prototyping, co-design processes that allow users of these vehicles to actually engage with it before you move into those later production phases, which obviously allows you to reduce those costs, reduce risk, but also bring your end user into that discussion at the very early stages when you're doing sort of the ideation of that. That's all. Thank you.